is over, and I'll be honest, I'll sum this up, Matt. I feel like this tag team belt, it's dipped in, poo again, in my opinion. It really is. Last year we had a kid winning it with Braun Strowman. This year, Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. Nothing against these guys, but this feud's had about 5 days worth of build-up, and to just lose it on a pre-show match, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's a good moment. I'm sure it's great for Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, and don't get me wrong, it's nothing on those guys, but like, you talk about taking 2 steps back again, Matt, for the Revival and these belts. I mean, these tag team belts, both of them, really don't mean an awful lot in WWE, do they?
Oh no, definitely not. And for me, in the WWE that's saturated title belts, there's too many to hand out to people. Almost, it seems like these days. These are the 2 belts that I think can go. These tag team titles on Raw, they should just, they should be disintegrated. Get rid of them. There's no point. We're living in a world of equality now in WWE, and the tag team champions of the women's division, they can go on whatever show they want, but the men, you have to stick in your lane, stay on Raw, stay on SmackDown. No, I think let's get the Usos in, let them go wherever they want, and just get with these Raw ones.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't a bad match. I mean, I gave this 2.5, and not quite a 3, but it wasn't terrible. They did get just over 13 minutes, so it was a decent time. But I just felt for the Revival. I mean, all this kind of, they've lost a lot of matches as well on Raw for some reason, like non-title matches all the time. I mean, I don't know. I'm not really sure where WWE are heading with this now. I thought it was just getting somewhere. And, the thing is, Matt, knowing Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, they'll probably lose them tonight on Raw. So, mean nothing anyway. It'll be like Zack Ryder when he won the IC belt a while back. But, it wasn't fantastically great. What did you rate this one, Matt?
Oh, it's a 2 for me. It was a bit lackluster, and the Revival were portrayed to be not as good as they really are. We all know how good they are. We've seen them from NXT. We've seen what they can produce down there, and it's just not come to fruition on the main roster. It's crazy. But it's only got a slightly higher than 1.5 from me because of the Kurt Hawkins kind of deal. He doesn't deserve to be a joke. He's definitely a hard worker. He's put in his time, put in his effort. He's paid his dues. It's about time he actually got recognised as an actual credible superstar. But then saying that, we'll find out where WWE want to go with him now, because what he had was his losing streak. That's what they assumed people wanted to see. They wanted to see whether he could break it. Now he's broken it. It's going to be a lot harder to keep people invested.
Yeah, and, to do that on this pre-show was a wasted opportunity, in my opinion. They could have done this better on Raw, to be honest with you. He would have got more attention. He would have been trending, probably, if he'd have just done it on Raw out of nowhere. I guarantee you. But to do it on WrestleMania pre-show, I mean, it's in a tag match. They wasted that opportunity. But anyway, Kurt Hawkins defeats Scott Dawson with a small package in that. So, yeah, not totally great. Then we got, I've got notes here. So we've got Booker T comes out, my favourite, the 2-time Hall of Famer now as well, making a statement, brother, making a statement. And he's discussing Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, all about that. And again, learn absolutely nothing about it either. So that was a waste. And then we get to number 4, the kickoff matches. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. I don't know what one we're on now, but whoever wins it never does anything. So here we are again, and we kind of had quite a lot of people announced, so we kind of didn't have any surprises that I don't think, we thought, other than, of course, Luke Harper that was there. It was good to see him, but then again, am I really that glad? I don't know, because it all depends what they do with the guy. He was placed there. Matt, it was all about this whole freaking comedy stuff with Braun Strowman. I mean, I am sick to death of it. And by the time we got here, I'm telling you, Braun Strowman over the weekend had completely blew me away in terms of how bad you can be and get your character. He has become the biggest joke I've ever seen. He was on the red carpet at the Hall of Fame. Damn, I tell you, anybody that wants to have a bit of a laugh, go and watch Braun Strowman on that. It was ridiculous. Completely out of character again. And I just don't see this guy is ever going to get back what he had in, what was it, October, Matt? When we were almost talking about possibilities of him being at WrestleMania maybe, as a guy that could potentially face Roman or something like that at the time. Look to where he is now. I mean, I would never have imagined that he'd have been in a battle royal, I've got to be honest with you. But what did you make of this, Matt? And was the end result worth all this humiliating nonsense with this car and all this crap that we've had weeks of? Was the payoff worth it?
After we spoke about the women's battle royal earlier, now we're on to the men's. And, there's usually a lot of chaos. I wouldn't use that word to describe it. So I use a mess. This thing was a mess. It was all over the place. I looked at the people in the ring, and I thought, I don't want to sound too harsh. We only have a kickoff show here, and it's not sounding too great so far. I mean, I did enjoy this WrestleMania, I promise. But I was looking at that Raw, and I was thinking, I don't even care if half these people don't even show up to work. Why do I actually want to see who's going to win this, who's going to do that? I mean, there was a few notable names in there for sure. I mean, of course, you've got respect for Andrade and the Hardys and all that, but they're just names that were thrown in there for credibility. Everyone else in there was just, inconsequential, and the whole thing was just it's just to get a story about Braun Strowman and these two comedy guys, and whether he'll get his hands on them and whether he'll throw them out, or what's going to happen. And of course, we all knew what was going to happen. It was all too predictable. I mean, this was a WrestleMania full of surprises, but this was not a surprise.
Yeah, they hide under the ring. They did a Jerry Lawler spot, I always call that. And you knew what was going to happen. They were going to try and get him over at the end. And of course, it backfired. I was kind of almost half hoping maybe Nicholas was about Matt. Maybe he'd come out again. But no, would that have made it any better? Probably not. But that was just my sort of sick humour going on there at this point. I kind of really wasn't feeling this, and I was. For us in the UK, this is like hitting towards midnight, and it wasn't doing me very well for entertainment to keep me up and going. I tell you. So this one, 1 star for me on this kickoff. What about you, Matt?
Can I go as low as half a star? Because I feel
it
was so predictable, so bland. And, I just wish this was the first card of the night, because that's the spot it deserved to be at when everyone wasn't watching. That's what it should have.
Absolutely. That finished the kickoff, and got to say, what a waste of time, really, all that was. But anyway, 2 hours later, we are finally at WrestleMania. Again, so many matches were added to this. There were an extra 2 matches from when we last spoke. Actually 3, which were both the tag team matches and, of course, the women's battle royal. So there were a lot of matches to get through, and that's why there were 4. I know I had a few emails going, why have they put 4 matches on it? Well, I'm not surprised, because you've got to make room, and I'll tell you, we'll get to, when we sum up this whole WrestleMania, we'll get to the whole timing business towards the end. But man, spoiler alert, there was just too many matches on this WrestleMania. I mean, just matches that really didn't need to be there. But we'll get to that when we get there. So anyway, Matt, let's talk WrestleMania now. Finally, WrestleMania 35 from MetLife again. And of course, we get the traditional opening. The national anthem gets sung, and then we get some, of course, helicopters in the sky. I don't know what all that was about, but looked good. And then we get to the video package, and it was okay. I mean, kind of the thing is now they don't really do anything original with those opening video packages. They used to be really good, but now what they do is it seems to me, and I might be wrong, but it seems to me they hand all the wrestlers the same script, and then they just pull bits out and edit and throw it all together, because they're all saying the same thing and they say it about 3 or 4 times in a row from a different person. They think that sounds great, but yeah, I'm a little bit bored of it now. I wish they'd try and come up with something a bit more clever, something a bit more new. I don't know. I do like I love it when they show, the old clips, and I am nostalgic for things like that. Don't get me wrong. That's why we all love WrestleMania. And as fans from, my generation anyway, it's always nice to have that throwback. But I don't know. I just wish they'd come up with something a little bit more original. I was always impressed. What was the one, Matt, where LL Cool J, I think he done an opening once. I thought that was different, to get someone in doing something. But yeah, I mean, it's same old stuff really. Now, we should always mention this, because I always get emails, previous WrestleManias we ever done, but we did say about it last year with the entrance way, Matt. Everyone likes to know and talk about the look of a WrestleMania. Does it stand out? Are we going to remember the uniqueness? Now, last year, I remember you and me, we both kind of agreed. We loved that whole mask, the eyes, and I thought that was really good last year. What did you make of this one, Matt? It was a huge, giant, great bloody screen across the way, and of course the ring sort of done up, but we've kind of seen that sort of before. I was happy that the ramp wasn't, it was long, but it wasn't as long as they've had it in the past. What did you make of the look of WrestleMania, Matt? And is it something that is going to stand out and test the, the times that it will hold up?
Short answer, no. I don't think it was anything special. I don't think it really stood out. Of course, they did it red and gold, so gold being the gold standard for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I just don't feel like it's one that I will see, say, 10, 15 years time and go, oh, I know exactly what one that is by the set, because it just falls into the generic kind of time.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the other day, it's really difficult now when I go back on, especially the latest WrestleManias, it's almost like, I don't know, I mean, we will talk about this later, but it almost seems like everything's become too perfect for its own good sometimes, and everything's too showman-like, that you kind of don't get those little parts that we used to. I can remember, I could easily tell you, if I was just to see a clip of the entranceway, I could do it without knowing, having a number in front of me or anything, from about 1 to about, I don't know, I'd say 22, I think was the last one I ever thought was really unique and different. But like, WrestleMania 19 I know quite well, 18, 17, just the looks and the entrance sets, they're quite, things. But yeah, I mean, I do feel like this one was a bit basic, wasn't it? Although it's fantastic, they got all these fantastic lights and all the rest of it, but yeah, it was just like a huge screen, wasn't it? It was like a massive great thing across, and I suppose it looks good from a production value, but it didn't really have anything sort of that stood out as its own individual show, which is a real shame considering we're talking about WrestleMania here at the moment. But there you go, that's my sum of it. Let me know what you think, guys. Now, the main card, or the main show, starts with our WrestleMania host. We get one of these sometimes, and this year it was Alexa Bliss, who comes out and she says she can something along the lines that she's got the power and she's only got to click her fingers, Matt, and she can make things happen, and she does it to prove a point. And all of a sudden, who do we get? The immortal Hulk Hogan comes out, and he does the usual Hogan stick, as you'd expect, kind of mocks himself as well, about saying where it was. What did you make of the beginning, the opening of this, Matt, and having Hogan come out like that after Alexa, the host?
Well, we knew what it was about. It was like around backstage, and he was at the Hall of Fame and that. So, every possibility that he could make an appearance, and lo and behold, he does. I wouldn't say I was blown away or shocked. It's almost like every time he makes an appearance, you don't feel like it was too long ago since you'd seen him last. This time he had a little bit longer of an absence. There did seem to be a bit of crowd excitement, but I still feel like some people were a bit hesitant to accept him back.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I mean, if you'd have said to me before WrestleMania, like, do I want Hulk Hogan? I would have probably gone, yeah, I do. But I don't know, seeing him come out the way he did, I was just like, man, I've seen this too many times now. Like I've seen, like especially at WrestleMania, they've done the WrestleMania thing with Hogan where he was a host. They've already done stuff like that. We've seen Hogan out. We've seen him with Austin and Brock. They've kind of, I don't know who's left, Matt, that Hogan can really have that kind of interaction